have another audience question here. Anybody you ask these days, they tell you to do the certifications, but what are some of the certifications that you'd suggest for a student who is pursuing masters in cybersecurity?
Okay.
Kyser's going last. I'm just going to say that now.
Yeah. After seeing how many certification Kyser has, I think, okay, so I think he should be the first here, but I will try mine. So I think, again, I would say it's always balance, certifications and the skills. So, but if you have to pick one, if you're doing masters, I would say try CISSP. Uh, if you have the whatever experience you need for that, or maybe get the associate CISSP, and then kind of you as you gain the experience there. So that would be my, because I'm not trying to be biased, but I hold CISSP, and I would say that kind of helped me to have that mindset, that whole like broader mindset. And again, my core, I would say, is a GRC background, so kind of work on a little bit higher. I'm not that technical as either and others are, but I work more from an enterprise perspective, like what I should be doing on every layer, not just focusing on one layer. So on certification, I would say the CISSP would be the one I would recommend. If you're looking into more like non that technical, or like kind of balance one, I would say CISSP. But there are other technical ones, like ethical hacker and pen testing and other ones too. But yeah, I think that's like not my forte. I have only two. I had cloud certification as well in AWS, but I would say CISSP would be the one pick for me. Peter.
Thank you. I love the CISSP materials. I do not love the exam anymore. I did it back in 2002, studied my ass off for it for like 9 months. And I overstudied like mad. And I know because I was the first person in the room to finish, and there were 50 people who were smarter than me. I knew a lot of them. And I was like, what's going on? Why am I finished? I'm like, is it the paper, right? And it turned out that I actually did it the right way. I studied to learn the material. Partly because I was afraid I was going to not pass the exam because it cost real money, but also because I didn't want to be embarrassed by having screwed it up and having to say, oh, I blew it. Now, here's the thing. My advice: the cert you study for should pertain to the work you're doing right now. These things are expensive. They used to cost like $99. I had a wall like Kyser did. It was like filled with $99 certs from CompTIA and like Linux Professional Institute and blah, 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 right? The commitment was less. But the other thing was like, I was getting certs about things like Solaris because I was working with Sun Solaris. I was working with networking. So I got Network Plus and Server Plus. So the certification that I would suggest, certification that you work on should be the one that you're already working on today, or the one that you know is next. So the next one for me came in when I was part of a network a Unix security group at Citi in 1998, 99. A lot of networking, a lot of firewalls, stuff like that. Most of what I learned from my peers and from doing the work and from books. Now, I knew that I was going to have to do something about Windows. Like I knew that was coming. So I added Windows to my lab, and I started working through some of the Microsoft stuff because I felt like I'm going to need to know this, and the certification will tell me if I know it. I had no intention of using it to get a job. And here's the thing about certs. Two things. One, how much does it cost to get, like, forget about the CISSP for a minute, because you need 5 years, I think, to get that if you don't have a degree. Or no, if you have a degree, 7 if you don't. That was the last time I checked. So that's beyond most of the people who are just trying to get into this stuff. But like, what does a Security Plus cert cost these days? $500? The material's another $500 at least. How much hardware can you buy for your lab for $1,000? How much license can you get in the various LLMs or vibe coding platforms or cloud for $1,000? So how you allocate your money matters, and how you allocate your time matters. And so think of it as a business decision. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, again, I feel like I'm like airing out my confessionals of a cyber professional over here. Yeah, I don't have certs. I had to scrape and crawl my way through education. I actually was raised on a chicken farm, so I would sell eggs for money until I decided to go be a waitress. But again, I will go back saying this. Nobody can take away your education. Now, when I was trying to break into cyber, I had the advice of you can have all of the certifications. Certifications might get you the interview. Certifications might not get you the job. And there is some truth with that. And I know right now it's really hard in the field for people to break in. And it's also the opposite effect where people don't know how to hire, essentially. You have these HR recruiters making job descriptions, probably through ChatGPT or whatever OpenAI tool they use. Or my favorite one is when they copy and paste existing job descriptions, change it to cater their business mission, vision, and values, but they really don't know what they're hiring or really how to build a team. And personally, I know it's frustrating for a lot of people out there. You don't want to work for an employer that doesn't know how to build a team, let alone know how to invest in you. And the right leader, the right mentor can definitely help guide you with that. Now, again, if you're going through and you're wanting to go through certifications just to have the learning aspect, I really recommend, especially if you're a college student right now, looking at those college student discounts, because a lot of the times they are 50 to 70% off, especially around the holidays. You can get Black Friday deals and everything else. So really look for those certifications. Sometimes the certification company that you're going through might sponsor you and let you go through it for free if you write an article about your experience and if you recommend the cert or not. So that is also an option and an avenue for people to go through. For those who are debating on getting certs, it might be expensive. That's why I don't have certs right now. Again, I have been here for 8 years and I think I survived. I think I'm doing okay. I don't know. Nobody said anything different. So my bills are paid. That's what matters. But I tell people your network is your net worth. Knowing who to know, knowing how to be involved in the community, being engaged, that is what's truly going to bring you market value, because the hiring manager that's trying to build a very nice team with great culture and different dynamics and skill set, they want the person that can work well as a team. Especially in cyber, it's very high stress. You never know who's going to get paged or what's going to be called. So I really recommend getting involved in the community over getting certifications. Now, I'm going to pass it to the guy who has a wall full of certs. So, bye.
Yeah, so as you said, there's a lot of people that's recommending certifications. I'm one of those people because that's really helped me out. And I always tell people, get as many certs as you can and can afford. Now, I will admit, all my certifications that I have, I would say a large portion of them was paid for when I was in the military. And then even my current employer also pays for certifications. So that definitely helped me out a lot. Now, I have self-funded some of the more expensive certifications on my wall, but I looked at that as an investment. Now, Peter was talking about the price to cert ratio, and the certs are expensive, and that is something that you should absolutely consider when you pursue certifications. But I tell people, look at it as an investment. So take the OSCP, for example. It's one of the ones I self-funded. It's like $1,700 for that certification. Not cheap at all. But I mean, it helped me land an over 6-figure job. So the return on investment was incredibly high. So think of it that way. And every cert that you get should, as Peter said, should be something that you're looking to get. Don't just get certs for no reason. While I do have a lot of certifications, there is a reason for each one. I didn't just get them just to stack certs on the wall. So when it comes to which ones should you choose, it really just depends on what route that you want to take. And there's all kinds of different positions in this field. Like I'm a pen tester, there's SOC analysts, there's cybersecurity engineers, there's GRC professionals, and the list goes on and on. So what you need to do is, if you're looking to get a job, you need to look at open positions for the job roles that you're interested in. So for me, I want to become a pen tester. So I looked at job descriptions of pen testers, and I saw, OSCP, CEH, and other pen testing certs that would help me break in that position. So those are the reasons why I got those pen testing certs. That's the reason why I still decided to go after pen testing certs, because I'm in a pen testing role. So it really just depends on what role you want to pursue, because every role has different certifications that you should go after. There are like over 400 certifications in this field, and it can be overwhelming, but each certification serves a different purpose, and whatever role that you're trying to go into, or whatever role that you're trying to level up in, those are the certs that you should pursue. So look at job postings, and if you're already in the field, just ask your employer, like, hey, where do you think I should focus my attention on? Like, do you think this cert will be good for me if you're already in the field?